Hey, I'm Matthew Moscoviak from CNET, and we are taking a look at the Speakercraft CS3. This is a high-end soundbar that's currently selling for around $600. The Speakercraft uses a pedestal design, which means it's designed to sit under your TV rather than in front of it. That gives you a really nice look, as a soundbar tends to just blend in with your TV cabinet, plus it avoids the problem that some soundbars have of blocking the TV's remote sensor. The CS3 is also well designed otherwise, with nicely curved edges on the front and a nifty removable speaker grill that's held on by magnets. Underneath the grill, you can see the CS3 has quite a few drivers, including two 1-inch tweeters and four 3-inch mid-range drivers, plus there are two subwoofers on the bottom. The one thing you'll notice that isn't on the front panel is any sort of display, so you're not going to get any kind of visual feedback when you're adjusting the volume, which can be a little annoying. Unfortunately, the included remote is pretty lousy. It's just a tiny, cheap-feeling remote with mushy buttons and a confusing layout. Now, you can always get around that by using a good universal remote, but you really do expect better on a product this expensive. On the back, there are just a few inputs: one optical, one coaxial, and an analog input. That's not much, but it's really not an issue since you can connect all your devices directly to your TV and then connect your TV's audio output right to the CS3. The real standout feature is built-in Bluetooth connectivity. That makes it possible to wirelessly stream music from just about any smartphone, any iPad, and many other tablets. You'd think that Bluetooth would be a standard feature in soundbars by now, but it's frequently missing, especially from high-end models, so it's nice to see it here. Now, as much as I like the way pedestal soundbars look, they generally don't sound as good as systems with a separate subwoofer. But the Speakercraft CS3 is an exception, as it's one of the best sounding soundbars we've reviewed, even with its pedestal design. Resident audiophile Steve Guttenberg listened to the system and he was really impressed at how well it handled both high-impact action movies and two-channel music, which most soundbars struggle with. It's not quite as good as Atlantic Technology's PB235, but it is pretty close, and this looks a heck of a lot better. The real sticking point with the CS3 is the price. Budget-minded shoppers will do better with the $300 Zvox Z-Bass 420, which has a very similar design, but it doesn't quite sound or look as good. And it's also worth pointing out that at $600, you could get much better sound with a cheap AV receiver and some separate tower speakers. But the Speakercraft CS3 is for those that want a simpler, unobtrusive home audio system that still delivers excellent sonics, and on those counts, it's a real winner. You'll have to pay a lot for its combination of talents, but the Speakercraft CS3 is a worthwhile investment for a great-looking soundbar that'll serve you well for years. I'm Matthew Moscoviak, and this is the Speakercraft CS3.